Fresno FC look to get back to winning ways after having their 5-match winning streak snapped by Austin Bold last weekend. Tonight, they host Las Vegas Lights at Chuck Chansey Park. Tonight's match is presented by Fox 26 CW59. Welcome along for commentary of this USL Championship tilt. Chris Whittingham alongside the former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. And Gary, let's get right into our players to watch this evening with Onekar Fresno. And we must begin with Fresno FC's Jamal Johnson, a real threat from wide areas.
Yeah, fantastic. 7 goals in 19 games from out wide. Yeah, a couple of penalties thrown in, but it's his experience. The 34-year-old keeps cool at these penalty situations and slots it in the back of the net. But when you're playing wide, if you can get 7 goals in 19 matches, you're a real asset to your team. And once again, cool is the man from Manchester, England, puts that in the back of the net.
And incredible, he takes one with his right, one with his left. An ambidextrous penalty taker, Jamal Johnson, as we get to the wide man that carries threat for Las Vegas Lights, and that is Irving Parra on 10 goals, including a goal he scored last weekend against Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah, 10 and 18, also a good finisher. Has a few penalties thrown in there as well, but scores with his head, tucks it in with his feet. He's got all the abilities. He's 25 years, so 9 years younger than Jamal Johnson. Have a look here. Gets through. He's got options to pass the ball. His head up. He sees the near post, and he just threads it in there past the goalkeeper. That's a wonderful finisher.
And that is tonight's matchup of the game, brought to you by Onekar Fresno. Onekar Fresno, drive with style. As we now get to our keys to tonight's match, it is our road to victory, and it is brought to you by Travel Shop.
Well, for Fresno, as it says, back for some home cooking. So good at home. Only 1 loss in 10 games. 6 of those wins, and it's almost the opposite for Las Vegas. Of their last 9 away, 7 of them are losses, 1 draw, and just a 1 win. 24 goals conceded. That's more than 3 per game. So Las Vegas have a lot to do to turn around their very poor away form.
Fresno FC hosted Las Vegas in both teams' first ever match in USL a year ago. A match Las Vegas won by 3 goals to 2. They'll do it again tonight at the Chuck Chansey. Fresno FC and Las Vegas Lights is next. Live scenes from Chuck Chansey Park, Fresno, California, the venue, as Fresno FC, third in the USL Championship Western Conference, take on the Las Vegas Lights, who are seeking to climb up the table towards the playoff places. We get to our starting lineups. They're brought to you by El Mexicano. And for Fresno FC, 2 changes from the team that lost to Austin Bold last weekend.
Yeah, Elijah Martin comes in and Jackson goes out, and Jamal Johnson comes in. Kudus Lawal, surprisingly enough, left out of the team. That leaves Chavez up front. We're not quite sure who will be alongside Chavez. Will it be Cooper? Will Johnson be pushed in there and Cooper be out wide on the left? We will find out very soon.
And you mentioned Kudus Lawal's 7 goals are on the bench tonight for Adam Smith Fresno FC. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas Lights, their lineup also brought to you by El Mexicano. Just the one change from the team that beat Rio Grande Valley by 2-1 last weekend.
Jesus Gonzalez comes in for Pablo Cruz, and you'll have Para pushing up a little bit. I think Villarreal will be out wide on the left, so that might change a little bit as the game goes on. But either way, for Las Vegas, doesn't matter how they get their goals. They're going to need them today because their away form is less than impressive.
Terranos Demir is our match day referee. Las Vegas wearing the white strip with the blue trim. Fresno in their home blues. It will be Las Vegas who will get us started tonight. Looking for their second away win. Fresno looking to solidly hold their position in the top 3 of the West. And it is Las Vegas Lights who get us started. Fresno FC looking to rebound from having their 5-match winning streak ended tonight against Las Vegas Lights. It was a away defeat in Austin last time out for the hosts on the night. Isaac Promise with the game's only goal for Austin Bold. But it's 5 without defeat at this stadium, including 4 wins in a row for Fresno. As for Las Vegas Lights, it was a home win at Cashman Field for Eric Winalda's side last time out. Irvin Parra's 10th of the year, and Gabe Robinson's goal enough for the 3 points. But it's 4 points for an available 27 on their travels for Vegas, something they try and turn around tonight.
Absolutely, Las Vegas sitting in a very dodgy 14th position. And look, a win and they could go 7th. That's how tight it is around them. And Eric Winalda saying that to us during the course of the week, that, you know, just to win a couple of wins and they can shoot their way right up the table. But it is the away form, as you mentioned, that is the biggest concern. They're quite decent at home. But if you just take the last 9 away from home, 7 of them were losses and 1 with a draw. That's 4 points from 9 away. Not good enough. I think in the last 7 is 24 goals conceded. So they're shipping far too many goals.
Basuljevic to pick out across. Early chance on here as Jaime Chavez got the strike to it, but just wide from the Fresno man.
Wow, that was a decent chance for Jaime Chavez. Has come at him. He's not too closely marked. He gets a decent strike there, and it just goes wide. And but this is something he needs to work on. Only 3 goals in his 15 appearances. Not enough goals for someone who's a main striker. And that's been one of the questions that Adam Smith has asked him and said, you know, we need more from you up front. And there was a really good opportunity, nice and early on in the game.
We didn't have time to bring you our injury report, which is brought to you by Physio Motion. For Fresno FC, Seth Moses continues to be out with a foot injury. He actually just celebrated a birthday yesterday. And for Las Vegas Lights, Brian De La Fuente is dressed on the bench, but he will not play tonight with a foot injury. As here's Alex Cooper picking out an opportunity early on, trying to find Basuljevic. Now Jamal Johnson trying to cut across the defender. The strike comes in, and it wasn't a bad effort. And Fresno FC applying the early pressure. It's Elijah Martin who came forward.
A good effort. That one wasn't too far wide, as you say, and Elijah Martin really struck it well. What a positive start. Jamal Johnson had it, then lost it. Ball comes loose with his right foot as well. Elijah Martin just wide of target, and certainly Fresno have come out positive, buzzing, looking to get that opening goal.
What a start for Fresno FC, who are certainly playing with confidence at the moment, even though they lost last time out to Austin Bold. Adam Smith still telling us in the week that he was confident in how they played. They're just a bit unlucky to not put away their chances, but still feeling that the quality of performance is there.
Well, to be fair, Restrepo, the goalkeeper for Austin Bold, was absolutely brilliant on the day. I watched it again this afternoon. He made a couple of saves from Noel, a header from Chavez and from Casillas. It was a fantastic goalkeeping performance. And of course, as mentioned before that, a 5-game winning streak. So Fresno still confident, still feel positive, still feel they have the ability to close that gap on Reno. And they'll still be, even with a win, would be in 3rd place, but only 1 point behind Reno 1868.
With 2 games in hand.
With 2 games in hand. Absolutely. So happy days at the moment for Fresno. They're at home where they love to be. And really the pressure is on Eric Winalda and his Las Vegas team to see if they can get a decent result on the road.
And Las Vegas really with their first chance to have a touch of the ball. Reno won earlier tonight by 2-1 away from home against Rio Grande Valley. So continue to establish that distance between and Adam Smith's side. Las Vegas currently heading into the night. 6th bottom of the Western Conference, but can still rise up the table. It's a very congested pack in the West. Right now, in the live table, only 3 points separating them and Sacramento Republic in 7th.
Again, it's just away form, and Eric Ronaldo there in picture knows that, and he was a great player in his time for the US, played in 3 different World Cups. He knows that they have to get results on the road. In fact, some of their losses, they conceded 4 against Tacoma, 4 against Reno, and 4 against Phoenix, and 5 against Orange County. So defense clearly is the main problem.
Alex Cooper hitting it long towards Jamal Johnson. For a moment, he played it off the arm of Edwin Rivas. It is a throw-in for Fresno FC. Ellis Hayton, I believe, has the ball hit right into him by Rivas, excuse me. And I don't believe in the best area.
Yeah, that's extremely painful. I think it's more in the stomach, but either way, that is...
That's hopeful.
Yeah. That could take a little while for him to recover fully. But even just from the start here, 5 minutes in, Las Vegas Lights know they're in for a tough match here this afternoon against a high-flying Fresno side that Adam Smith has really got playing good football. They've got a great crowd behind them. The park here, have a look at that. Those fans are absolutely brilliant. Game after game, they give their team support. And you know, with Chavez up front, Jamal Johnson and Juan Pablo Cuffer and his lovely left foot, and Basuljevic, there's a ton of armory to aim at that Las Vegas Lights goals with Thomas Olsen in goal.
Great to hear some shouts in the local media of Fresno to have more fans come out and enjoy a night out here in the USL Championship. This is a Fresno FC team very much on the rise. Didn't make the playoffs a year ago, but 3rd in the table. They're right up there. Will be hosting at least one playoff game if their position in the league table stands, as Jamal Johnson gives away the free kick. Here's Junior Sandoval. He's bringing out wide for Garcia Lopez to take down. Let's play it off of Cooper last for the throw-in. Interesting to see the shape of Fresno tonight. Does look like Basuljevic will play with Chavez towards that front line with Cooper on the left.
Basuljevic, a good finisher as well, so it makes sense. He's got 4 goals this season. Makes sense to have him up alongside Jaime Chavez. In fact, he's got more goals than Chavez. And in fact, Adam Smith saying, I need more from my main strikers, Chavez and Cheney. Well, Cheney's not starting, Chavez is. And the manager's made it very clear that he loves him as a player and he thinks he's got some great touches, but ultimately he's going to be measured by the number of goals he scores.
It was awkwardly sliced there from Ramon Martin Del Campo, and so it will be a corner for Jose Villarreal to take for Las Vegas Lights. Not a ton of room in that corner, but he will play it towards that near post. Sandoval, the closest white shirt to it. Cleared by Fresno. Now nodded back for Jesus Gonzalez. Send it long. Actually picks out Rivas, doesn't he? As it's sent through the penalty area by Torres, who stayed forward. Now Sandoval trying to settle it down. Gets it out towards Torres. Again, it's a good cross towards that back post. Header comes in. Tremendous save from CJ Cochran. And it was needed there. That's the first great chance for Las Vegas Lights of this match.
Was that Gabe Robinson again? He scored last week from a corner. Absolutely brilliant header of a ball, and he seemed to climb above everybody there. Made a great connection, and what a good save from CJ. But the big central defender, Gabe Robinson, has caused lots of problems for defenses this season. I think that was him climbing high to get on the end of that cross. Absolutely brilliant save, brilliant header.
As you can take another look, it's a fantastic bit of service. If it is Robinson on the end of it, it was indeed power coming through Del Campo, and it's the center backs combining for the chance.
And he scored last week from a corner, exactly the same situation, just rose above the defense and smashed home the ball, but this time CJ was up to the task.
On 6 clean sheets from USL. Kurimoto. Jamal Johnson, now Zach Ellis Hayden to pick out a cross. Dealt with fairly easily on the near post. Now fully away. Villarreal going down, but referee not interested. Showing a smile right now. Never going to give a foul for that. Now Ellis Hayden crashed into there by Rivas. And getting started quickly for Jamal Johnson. Crosses in towards Chavez, who again wins the header, but unable to direct it on target.
That one's a little bit more difficult for Chavez. It was very high. He couldn't get much power behind it, couldn't get direction. He says, thank you, yeah, appreciate the cross. Just keep putting them in and I'll get my timing right. Not always easy when you're standing still. Sometimes you need balls to run onto as a striker and get a header, but Chavez is going to be a danger, especially if he gets some decent service.
Well flicked on there now Villarreal. Trying to get turned. Parra won that header. Again, Fresno onto it. Ellis Hayden. Well, Las Vegas will retreat into their shape. Interesting talking to Eric Winalda in the week. He's saying that he thinks it'll be a bit more conservative from his side tonight. Away from home, trying to manage a result, not give away goals. As Parra trying to run onto it. But says there will be specific moments in the match that they can press and get forward, but for the most part, they want to keep a shape and set out to keep a clean sheet.
In fact, he said, and I actually wrote it down because at the time I was also thinking, well, this is very interesting, from Las Vegas, who love to attack. He says, when we tend to attack, we lose. And when we defend, we win. So maybe best not to play pretty soccer. And I mean, you want to play good soccer for your fans, but at the end of the day, you also want to win. And by playing defensively, they beat El Paso 1-0 and RGV 2-1. So I think Eric Winalda sort of forced to play a style of football that he might not choose. But have a look here. This is the way they are. Behind the ball, get as many numbers back as possible, defend, which they haven't done that well in many of their games this season. So if they get the defending right, he always feels they'll sneak a goal here and there.
They do carry a threat with players like Parra and Taboritaka Preston. Now trying to keep it in play, Garcia Lopez, but couldn't do so. Does look like Villarreal leading the line. Preston along there as well. Here's Ellis Hayden. Trying to touch around the defender Sandoval, but given away. Cut out there by Kafa.
I think you saw an example there of how deep Las Vegas Lights are. They had two banks of four, literally a yard or two apart, and only one or two players. There's the coach again, Ronaldo showing his skills.
Sure, he doesn't mind the opportunity to have the ball at his feet every once in a while.
He's got over 100 caps for the USA, over 3 different World Cups. That's, oh, there's some record to have.
Scored the first ever goal in the history of Major League Soccer.
Good stats. Can you name some of the teams that he played for?
I believe he started with, that opening match was San Jose. I believe it was with San Jose that he scored that opening goal. Here's Johnson.
I think he had a spell in Germany as well, didn't he, playing there? So he's played overseas, but mostly here in the States. And what a good manager to have if you're a striker for Las Vegas Lights, someone to show you exactly how to finish off opportunities.
Taken down there by Rivas, who just has a grab out there. It's a fairly aggressive foul from Edwin Rivas.
It's bordering on a yellow card when you pull someone down like that. Let's have a look at it again. Rivas, he loses control here. Just grabs Basuljevic, and I think Basuljevic twists his knee as he goes down.
Yeah, it's a tough. Ooh, oh no.
That's not good. That is not good at all. I hope he's going to be okay, but you can see how badly that knee twisted there. I don't think there was any nastiness involved in the pull.
Yeah, it was just his left foot getting stuck and allowing for that bend to occur.
I think he's going to walk up and maybe just have a word, and you can see him touch his chest as if to say, I'm really sorry, I did not mean that. I don't think he did at all. Wow. Twisting. Just keep fingers crossed that it's nothing more than a twist.
Basuljevic, the 23-year-old, on 4 USL goals, and he would be deeply missed, and based off the treatment he's receiving, real concern. Not look good on second viewing.
Didn't. I know what that's like. I ended my career at 27 with a knee injury. It's not fun when your knee gets twisted that badly, and there's always the potential for all sorts of tears of crucial ligaments or meniscus or a bunch of stuff. Adam Smith looks very worried, so let's really keep fingers crossed that Basuljevic is going to be okay. Age 23 as well, is very young now. Adam's pulling a face, he's not happy. 23, you hate to see anyone get a bad injury, but this is not looking good.
And you see Rivas now over and down talking with Basuljevic.
Because there was no malice in it, none whatsoever. Rivas just gave him a target. It was a bad first touch, the ball runs loose, you've lost possession, you just give him a tug, and it just somehow the way, yeah, I think he's going to be carried off by the looks of it. The way he went down, his just knee got stuck and his whole body twisted and his leg stayed still. Oh.
Feels like a bad one for Aaron Basuljevic, who a year ago was playing in Sweden. Also has previous USL experience with New York Red Bulls too, but has been a real bright spot, even in this match, just watching the opening quarter of an hour. He's popped up in dangerous areas and carried threat going forward. And now the stretcher will come out for Aaron Basuljevic, native of Hopic, New York.
Well, it's going to have to be a sub coming on, so Adam Smith just deciding who's going to replace Basuljevic, who was almost playing as a striker. So does that mean someone like Gawal or Cheney will come on up front, or which I guess at home you'd want to do, you'd want to attack Las Vegas Lights.
You have Alex Cooper who can play as a wide man and Jamal Johnson who can play as a wide man, so maybe they go back to more of a 4-4-2 sort of look. Now, do you think at all that the ensuing injury should play at all in the discipline for the player, that maybe Rivas should see yellow, given that we've had a fairly significant injury to the player subject to the challenge?
Not necessarily. I think you have to look at the foul itself, and there was no malice from Edwin Rivas. I said at the time I thought it was borderline, but if it's not given because the referee didn't see it as bad enough, then it's not given. It's just, I think it was just unfortunate. It could have easily happened that Basuljevic just got straight up and got on with the game, and just somehow his leg got caught awkwardly, and it's turned out to be what looks like a potentially bad injury. You can see how much time the medics are taking, that they're concerned. There must have been a lot of pain as well. And I think an important thing as a player, and it's harsh to say it sometimes, but you've got to focus on the game. And often we would say in almost like an honor of the player who's been taken off, but you go and you fight for him. You know, you have to tell yourself, you have to give yourself a good reason to get stuck in a game, because it knocks everyone when a player goes off. So we would always say he would want us to go on and win this game. So for him, we're going to fight as much as we can do to get a result for the player who's unfortunately had to leave the pitch.
And we've just been informed that the change will be Kudus Lawal, who will come on for Aaron Basuljevic. And obviously, Gary and I are hoping there will be a speedy recovery for Basuljevic, whatever the injury may be. Don't want to speculate, but obviously it looked bad in live action. The supporters obviously be somber and probably be difficult to get that atmosphere back going after seeing something like that. And it's been nearing on 4 minutes now that the treatment has been going on, and obviously however long it takes, well worth it here. As you have a look at CJ Cochran, who made an important save in the opening 10 minutes of the match for Fresno FC. That certainly looms large now.
That was that wonderful header from Gabe Robinson, and against RGV last week, he got up and scored from a corner. Absolutely brilliant jump and great leap from Gabe Robinson. And what a good save from CJ Cochran.
We're receiving word from the club, Fresno FC, that it is a broken left leg for Arun Basuljevic. Obviously, he's subject to further testing, but the initial diagnosis is a broken left leg for Arun Basuljevic. I have to imagine that's his season over.
That's such terrible news, and our thoughts go out to him and his family. It's going to take a while, you would think, to recuperate. And I'm pleased to see the medics taking their time. Everybody has to just sit tight and let the medics do their job. And that's probably why Edwin Rivas spent so much time hugging Basuljevic. He probably was told that or could see it and really wanted Basuljevic to know that there was no aggro, there was no harm, there was no intent whatsoever from Edwin Rivas. And I think it's going to be tough for Rivas to live with that as well. Sometimes when you're the person who's caused the injury, you've got to live with that. So, well, at least there's some happy faces there.
As the Fresno FC manager, Adam Smith, you see it weighs on him as well, because this is a key figure in his team. He could potentially be without him now. We can tell you that Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com.
You know what's interesting as well for Las Vegas Lights? They've had a lot of red cards this season, and Eric Ronaldo telling us this week he will not accept any more, red cards. And not this one deserved a red card, but it's just, it has been part of their season, a constant list of sendings off, and now this injury to an opposing player. But at least he's getting good medical attention, Basuljevic, and he seems to be aware of everything around him. Sandoval giving him a high five, and a few of the players, Cheney, giving him a hug.
A few more as well on that bench. Seems like there's an air cast, and Rivas will come over and give one last message to Basuljevic. Can't tell you other matches from around the USL Championship Western Conference. Sacramento full-time winners over San Antonio FC by 3-2. Stefano Bonomo with a brace in that one. We're into second half stoppage time in the Black Gold Derby as OKC Energy level at 1 with Tulsa Roughnecks. El Paso Locomotive and Portland Timbers 2 delayed due to weather at the break. LA Galaxy 2 leading Phoenix Rising by 1-0. That looks like a bit of a shock result at the moment. And New Mexico United at level at 1 with Austin Bold, the side that beat Fresno FC last weekend. Daniel Bruce with a goal for New Mexico United. Amobi Okugo for Austin Bold. Continued well wishes go out to Arun Basuljevic. There you see confirmation of the substitution, as it will be Kudus Lawal who will come on for him.
Good to see all the Las Vegas Lights, even the substitutes giving him a hug and a shake, and it just shows you the good vibe between these two teams.
And now he will get on with the game. About 8 minutes after the injury occurred, so imagine we'll have a fair bit of first half stoppage time.
You also wonder how Edwin Rivas will respond, because it must be weighing very heavily on his mind.
And it will be Juan Pablo Cafu who will take the free kick into the penalty area. The header coming in and going wide.
That was a good ball in. I like that ball. Cafu is such a great striker of the ball. Absolutely beautiful from the Argentinian. Look at that, right into the danger area. And if he gets any of his men on the end of it, they've got a great chance of scoring.
And it was Ramon Martin Del Campo who won the header, but couldn't direct it on target. Here's Edwin Rivas, you mentioned him having to get onto it. Sprayed out towards Garcia Lopez, who couldn't keep it in play. He will make an overlapping run forward from the right-hand side. A player among many in the Las Vegas side with background. Eric Winalda played for him with California United. Launched in towards Chavez, headed away by Gabe Robinson. We receive word that we already, before we've had the last 20 minutes of the first half, a minimum of 9 minutes to be added on at the end of this first half. So injury took some time to sort out. Fair play to the medical staff for handling it so professionally.
It's really a case of who picks up from this, because Fresno were very positive going into that injury break. Can they get up? Can they get that energy back again? And get the attacks going? Are Fresno going to, benefit from this, or will Las Vegas? Perhaps they will feel they shouldn't tackle again. They'll be a bit scared to tackle and do anything else. So it's really psychologically, this is a big test for the players as to how they all respond to it and who lifts who and how. And never easy for any of the players or the staff.
Chance on here for Las Vegas Lights coming to the area is Taburitaka Preston. Now with Villarreal trying to get turned. Kafa sliding to win the ball. But no one really clearing their lines. Pushed away by Mickey Daly. Now one in the middle by Jesus Gonzalez.
Some dubious defending for a moment there from Fresno. They let the ball drop and Basuljevic was in, and I just wondered for a moment if he shouldn't have just let rip with a shot. He seemed to try and get a better opportunity, and eventually his angle was lost. But it was a surreal moment. Fresno just seemed to lose track of the ball and Basuljevic, and nearly paid the price for it.
Careful with the line with him, yeah?
Kurimoto just plays it back towards his goalkeeper. And you also saw there was a moment for Fresno to clear their lines, but it seemed like the responsibility was being passed and no one eventually dealt with it. Getting away with it there.
Yeah, like I say, these long breaks, a 9-minute break, and of course the psychological impact of seeing one of your players badly injured or seeing the opposition injured, it tends to affect players in all sorts of different ways, and we'll see how that plays out as this match goes on.
Chested down by Lawal. Now here's Alex Cooper. And Juan Pablo Cafu have to play a more withdrawn role next to Kurimoto. And now Lawal with back to goal. Doing well to get turned. Kudus Lawal with the sliding tackle coming in from Gabe Robinson. And actually played it off of Lawal last. And so it will be a goal kick for Las Vegas Lights.
Yeah, Lawal was in such good form until a few weeks ago. He was banging in the goals left, right, and centre, 7. And then hit a little bit of a dry patch, and so he was given a rest today, but he's back in, the Nigerian. The chance to show his wonderful skills that he has.
A tremendous run in the middle of the season. We had 5 goals and an assist in 6 appearances. Cleared by Torres. Preston trying to win the ball. You see, even when Las Vegas have the ball, not terribly aggressive in getting numbers forward. Jonathan Levin patrolling the center of the park is now Garcia Lopez given the free rein to fly forward. And he's always up against it. And going crashing into the advertising hoarding in behind the goal. These two teams met twice a year ago, including the first ever match for both of these teams. Las Vegas won it by 3-2. We're 3-0 up in the opening half. Vegas getting back into the game as I believe Garcia Lopez tripping on the outside of the infield grass as the header comes in from the wall. And Fresno are coming forward and creating some opportunities, but none that really threaten Thomas Olsen in goal.
Nothing too much as yet, but it's been a positive, generally positive sort of first half from Fresno. And yet, it was Gabe Robinson rising high from that cross by Christian Torres that probably created the best chance of the match. Good headers, well saved by CJ Cochran.
Levin heading on, but it's Kafa on it for Fresno FC. Elijah Martin and Alex Cooper down that left-hand side, both players who have played as a fullback this year. But it's Cooper tonight in midfield. Nice dummy there from Kurimoto. Our microphone's well placed to hear Eric Winaldo's instructions. Asking for that pressure. Cooper. And Lawal leaving it with Elijah Martin, who's come forward, trying to play the 1-2 with Jamal Johnson, who attempts the flick on. Didn't come off for him. And eventually away. Heavy sliding tackles flying in. I think actually a pair of Fresno FC players collided there in Chavez and Ellis Hayden. Header won by Del Campo. Here's Juan Pablo Cafa. 9 goals, 5 assists with Fresno FC in their first season a year ago. Also a key figure in the side of Tulsa Roughnecks in 2017 when they made the postseason.
He's a wonderful, wonderful player, Juan Pablo Caffa. When you see him get the ball, he creates time just because his first touch is so good. His passes are beautifully weighted. And the sort of player that, yes, he's 34 and getting on, but if you've played alongside that man in your career, I'm sure the players will say they enjoyed it, because he's just such an easy player to play with and such a wonderful passer. Certainly ideal to have at free kicks when you want someone to stick it right in the mix. Let's just see what he does here. And commentators curse, fortunately not.
Also keep the build-up going as well. Here's Mickey Daly.
So look at those white shirts. The line of literally 5 at the back there, and then 2 defensive midfielders just in front of them. They're really packing the space in a way that, as Eric Ronaldo said, was meant to be defensive, not the style he wants to play, but the style that seems to work best for them in terms of getting results.
Free kick here for Fresno FC. It was not put in play, as I believe Villarreal is motioning. So will be the aforementioned Caffa to play the ball into the penalty area.
Well, prediction is that he bends it right into the danger area, that it curls in towards the goal, it drops, and that it always creates problems. Let's see if he can deliver.
Put some pressure on him as Caffa will take the free kick. It's towards that back post. Chance on there for Daly. It's won by Jesus Gonzalez. And away by Gonzalez. As far as Kurimoto, though, sends it towards that area. Gabe Robinson with more work to do. And now Lawal trying to flick on there for Chavez. Chested down by Sandoval. The boot in from Johnson was high and caught Sandoval. And a free kick on that edge of the Las Vegas penalty area.
Sandoval just feeling the effects as he tried to clear the ball. There's a couple of Las Vegas Lights bodies down at the moment. The pressure from Adam Smith's side there. They've done most of the pressing, and yet they haven't broken through. And again, that's the point that I think is being made by Eric Ronaldo, is that defensively, when they get bodies behind the ball, they're difficult to break down. They're difficult to score against, and they have the odd chance in a match which they're likely to score, such as a big Gabe Robinson header, or certainly Irvin Parra, and they can get a 1-0 away victory. And that's what Eric Ronaldo is probably thinking right now as he chats to his players.
Celebrating its 10th episode, U.S. soccer legend Landon Donovan and USL San Diego co-owner Warren Smith join Steal Some Time, hosted by Kelsey Steele and Scott Stewart. Get insight on USL's newest club while catching up on all the latest around the league. Listen on your favorite podcast platform and subscribe today to Steal Some Time. Cool, we see Eric Ronaldo, U.S. legend, involved in USL as a manager. Now Landon Donovan involved as an owner.
Wonderful to see. Isn't Tim Howard a part owner in
Memphis? Yes.
Memphis. Didier Drogba in Phoenix Rising?
Yes, indeed. See that involvement, that investment in the game.
If you're looking at me, I don't have the cash.
Thomas Olsen to take the free kick. Just leaving more work for Irvin Parra to do, as Sandoval will come back on after receiving treatment. There's Jonathan Levin. Sandoval flipping over the top. Parra throwing his body around, but not having too many touches of the ball, to be honest. Let's play towards the wall. It goes down there. The free kick given against Junior Sandoval. Some of the supporters want yellow for him, as there isn't really a whole lot of an attempt to play the ball there.
It's going to be difficult for Las Vegas Lights after the terrible injury to Basuljevic. Everything they do, the referee will be watching. The crowd will be up in arms. Fresno obviously will try and use that to their advantage and claim that they're being overly physical. So Las Vegas Lights are going to have to tread very carefully.
I wanted to ask you about that in the aftermath of the injury. Is how much is a referee's judgment affected by what goes on with an injury?
You're human. It's got to affect you, and it's got to upset the Fresno players, and it's got to make the Las Vegas players feel bad. It's just the natural circumstances, and if there's another bad tackle by anybody in a Las Vegas shirt, make no mistake, the Fresno players will be onto the referee.
And Pablo Caffa will take it short towards Ellis Hayden. Well read, though, by Sandoval, because otherwise the right back was in. Set piece routine from the training ground, just not quite coming off. It's now Tabordi-Taka Preston trying to get there. Here is Preston. Leave it for Parra. Nice interchange. And Tabordi-Taka having an effort towards goal. I believe it'll be whistled back for a free kick as the whistle sounded. Elijah Martin perhaps leaving a bit too much there for Preston. And it is a free kick.
Yeah, let's take a look at that again and see what Elijah Martin did wrong. He doesn't seem that happy with having the foul given against him. Let's have a look here. And he's about to lunge in. Oh, what happens is his left leg comes sliding along and just catches the player striking the ball. So referee, I think, correct in that decision.
Tabordi-Taka having his back leg caught. That's probably the decision there.
And if it's your standing leg, that could be dangerous.
Yep.
So referee doing the right thing there.
So free kick via Real and Tabordi-Taka. And then near the ball. One in the wall. 3 options to cross to. It'll be Villarreal, who will have an effort towards goal. And CJ Cochran having it bounce. Sandoval appealing that it went over the line at the assistant, but Cochran settling it in the end.
Yeah, goalkeeper just getting caught sort of next to the post as he tried to catch it. And Irvin Parra there in the front just went straight to ground. He was complaining that he got pushed.
I think Sandoval has fair claims that the ball went over the line. And the handle of Cochran for a corner.
Whole ball?
I think it did.
Not given.
So the assistant was well positioned. Elijah Martin trying to chest it for himself. And into trouble.
I think you can see the idea of Las Vegas's play is they've gone from attacking and in the process conceding 4 and 5 goals in some matches to giving nothing away or as little as possible, and then just relying on the odd set piece, the odd corner, the odd little situation to try and sneak a goal. It might not be the sort of soccer that Las Vegas Lights fans want to see. I think if you speak to the fans and say, do you want to win or do you want to see pretty soccer, mostly they'll go for the win.
The possession there showing the balance of this match is Lawal keeping it in play. Actually, he didn't, but it's a corner. And I think the assistant on the near side is having a word. The Las Vegas player is not satisfied with the decision, but it will remain a corner. And another chance for Juan Pablo Caffa to deliver from a dead ball situation.
Some discussion with the referee. I'm not quite sure what Christian Torres. Not quite sure what that's all about. Everybody has to wait while they sort it out. Now, another decent ball in the box. There's some big players forward for Fresno.
And it is Caffa to send in. Goalkeeper Olsen off his line, though, and catching very comfortably.
Good catch, the goalkeeper. Defenders love nothing more than a goalkeeper shouting, keepers come and take it out there. It saves the defenders having to fight for it. Everyone can calm down, push themselves up the field, wait for the big punt, and play the football in the other half of the pitch.
Football in the other half of the pitch didn't last very long.
It didn't, did it?
Del Campo. And Daly. And Martin tries to play it down the line. It comes off of a white shirt Lance for a throw in. The wall. Trying to aggressively chest it back. Oh, Cooper turning on it very neatly, leaving it for Jamal Johnson. Lovely bit of skill there from Cooper and set up the chance for one of Fresno's top scorers.
A little move that, wasn't it? Cooper doing brilliantly with the first turn there. Leaves a couple of defenders behind, plays it to Jamal Johnson. He hits it nice and quickly. not too far away. And once again, Fresno just prodding and hoping to get that breakthrough. We see it from behind there. Yeah, sort of swipes across the ball a bit, doesn't he, Jamal Johnson? Doesn't hit through it nice and cleanly. For a man who's bagged a whole bunch of goals, 7 this season, we expected him to have at least made the goalkeeper work.
That kind of position, 19 yards out, right on the edge of the penalty area. Johnson couldn't keep his effort on goal. It'll be a throw-in for Las Vegas. And here is Gabe Robinson to come forward, and I think Fresno knows the moment the big man comes forward, there is going to be a long throw. Now, the good news for them is there isn't a ton of runway to launch a throw on that far side. And Robinson just throws it straight at Fresno player. Now Lawal trying to hit on the counter attack. I wonder if that option is just sort of negated tonight as Chavez plays it with Cooper, gets the return ball. Now Chavez to have a goal! What a strike from Chavez! His 4th of the year, and Fresno FC, playing for their injured man, have got a goal to the good.
What a brilliant strike from Chavez. His manager said he wanted more goals. Well, he's got one here today, and that is a magnificent. He knows it as well. Look, he's all pumped up. That is a wonderful strike and a beautiful ball from Juan Pablo Cafu. Just put it into his stride. He was able to take it. The fans love it, and I'm not surprised. Have a look at this again. It's a lovely counter-attack. Juan Pablo Cafu, just the perfect ball. He doesn't even have to slow down, and he hits that. That is an unbelievable strike. Got to be up for one of the goals of the weekend, if not the month. And doesn't give the goalkeeper, Thomas Olsen, any chance whatsoever, and he loves it. And why shouldn't he? What a brilliant finish.
I have to be honest, I was a bit surprised he took it on. He had options either side and elected to go it alone. Jaime Chavez. A tremendous strike. Scoring against his former club manager, Eric Winalda. Managed him in Atlanta, him at Cal FC.
Wow, that is some strike. Absolutely brilliant moment of play for Fresno, and that means Las Vegas Lights have to come out and do something.
Slip at the back from Ellis Hayden, but he makes amends by intercepting Irving Parra's pass.
So if Las Vegas were hoping to keep a clean sheet and sneak a goal, well, that's gone out the window, which means that if they're to walk away with 3 points, they're going to have to be a lot more positive, because it really has been mostly Fresno in this half, prodding and poking at the edge of the box, not creating too much of any solid nation until that Chavez strike.
None of their shots had been on target before that one, but you can see the threats were persistent.
They certainly were. And I don't know if you knew this, but he had his first kid in the off-season, Jaime Chavez. So happy days all round for the Chavez family.
Goals like that, they will continue as Elijah Martin now grabbing at his left ankle after the tackle from Levin. And the Fresno FC supporters loving the night out. Their side in front again. We'll keep pace with Reno 1868 in the Western Conference. It'll be 4 points off with 2 games in hand. Actually, right now, the only 4 points off of Phoenix Rising, level on games, which to keep pace with the ridiculous form that they've been on would be extraordinary. And actually, Phoenix Rising are 2-0 down right now, away to LA Galaxy 2. Efrain Alvarez scoring from the spot as the free kick is delivered. Strong header away. Olsen got caught in the face, now has to stand back up again. Looked for a moment like he took the brunt end of that aerial duel. And now Olsen, I believe, will have play stopped so he can achieve at least the attention of the referee.
Yeah, he came for the ball and didn't get it, and eventually smashed into one of the strikers, but it wasn't like he got the ball and then got hit. He didn't even get close to the ball, the keeper, and took a big hit in the process. Everybody grabbing a quick water break. This is a big challenge now for Las Vegas Lights. 1-0 down, away from home. Their away record rather is extremely poor. 1 win in 9, 7 of them losses. As Olsen just, I think he got his mouth here. You can see a bit of blood in the mouth. He's come out to punch it and got hit by somebody's head. Didn't get to the ball and took a big knock in the process. 1-0 down away from home is not a happy position for Las Vegas Lights.
As Adam Smith now asking for his team to stay switched on, especially now as they're about to embark on a healthy bit of stoppage time. As you have a look again at the free kick, Chavez swinging in. And you have a look at Olsen coming out, and it's Lawal into Olsen, head to head there in the penalty area. And I have to be honest, a bit surprised that the referee didn't stop play if he saw that bit of contact.
Yeah, the keeper unable to get to the ball. It was headed clear by his big central defender. So Eric Ronaldo will be worried and hope that there's no concussion elements to what happened to Thomas Olsen.
And you have to wonder how much stoppage time we'll have now. One prolonged period with injury and 2 more shortened periods with injury.
There will be 11 minutes of stoppage time added in the first half. 11
minutes to be added on at the end of this first half. And honestly, that seems low to me.
Well, it's the biggest I can think of in recent memory, 11 minutes in the first half, but it had to be. There's no question whatsoever. When a player is badly injured, as Basuljevic was, you let the medics dictate to you how long it takes. And however long it is, players and fans must just wait and be patient, which they were, in fairness. And the crowd have got them, everyone pumped up again, and the vibe is good, and Fresno won up, and you start to wonder, from a Fresno point of view, what the chances are of actually making this the season in which they're champions, because if they can keep into this sort of 3rd position, they'll get most of their playoff games at home, and who knows where it's going to take them. They have a big squad, so even when they lose Basuljevic, they can bring on Lawal and other good players, and that big squad could make all the difference.
Well, Ellis Hayden with Jamal Johnson trying to get the cross in, but sliding in and conceding the corner. Jesus Gonzalez. Right, reach the hour mark in the first half, depending on if there's additional stoppage with the stoppage time we've already had. Here is a corner. Arun Basuljevic off, what we've been told is a broken leg, sustained after being pulled back from behind by Edwin Rivas. Fresno lead through Jaime Chavez's strike as the corner is swung in. Kafa, solid delivery, but Gabe Robinson winning in the air now. Elijah Martin trying to go through defenders and just boot it away. Now Ellis Hayden will just settle with goalkeeper C.J. Cochran, who made a key save to keep this match 0-0 in the opening 10 minutes from Gabe Robinson, who powerfully won a header. And there's another come-in together. And now Del Campo, and it's straight red. It's straight red for Jonathan Levin. Ramon Martin Del Campo feeling that one, and now is there another bad injury here?
Oh, I certainly hope not. It looks like it could be, though.
You have to be honest that Del Campo went into that as strongly as Levin did, but
It's ridiculous, guys. Get every game away from
Levin
I want you to go.
sent off, and another Las Vegas player with a red card.
Let's have a look. I did say to you earlier that Las Vegas couldn't afford any dangerous tackles because the referee's already on edge with the one broken leg. He's not going to let anything go, and this looked bad. Let's have a look at it again. Oh, Levin's late.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a terrible tackle. Oh, I really hope there's no damage done, but that's a red card in the best of circumstances. But given there was a broken leg earlier in this game, you're not going to get away with that. And that's the important thing that Eric Ronaldo talked about when we spoke to him this week. He said, I will not tolerate any more red cards. We've had way too many of them. And here's a match in which it's another red card and it follows a broken leg. You would think that Levin would have just taken it easy and thought, I can't get away with this. The referee's going to nail anyone who tries to tackle badly, especially from the Las Vegas Lights side. So You know what Eric Ronaldo does, how he gets it into his players' minds to control themselves and to think carefully before they make certain tackles. But in context of this match, that is a bad tackle. And coming after a broken leg to Basuljevic, it's a crazy tackle, and fantastic to see Del Campo up and about, because, wow, for a moment I thought that might be another terrible injury. So thank heavens he's okay. And now Las Vegas Lights 1-0 down and one man down.
And it is a 5th red card on the year for Las Vegas Lights. We mentioned they're just actually getting a couple of players back, including Javon Torre from red card suspension. As Ellis Hayden getting the better of Rivas. He does want to at least keep it as a throw-in. Imagine in the middle of all that, we'll have yet more stoppage time. Look at the clearance away. In the match against Tacoma Defiance, Las Vegas Lights had 3 players sent off. Javon Torre, who's on the bench, Jesus Gonzalez, who returns from that suspension, and Sammy Ochoa, who did not make the trip. So 4 red cards and 3. As Jamal Johnson plays the cross through, Lawal trying to threaten it again away for the throw-in.
I think every once in a while a red card can happen. It's just an unlucky tackle or a missed time tackle. But when you start getting 4 or 5 red cards in a team, then there's a lack of sensible thinking or lack of control.
Coffin, a hit on the volley. Going wide.
Beautiful striker of a ball, even if it is wide. So yeah, what does Eric Ronaldo do? If it's more than just 1 or 2 red cards, then clearly it's an attitude thing. It's a lack of footballing thinking and being able to control your emotions. Watch that fly wide.
Coffin can certainly hit that with blistering pace, but there is a little bit of a balance to strike, because you do want your side to win the 50-50 balls that are on in midfield and get stuck in and be aggressive, but there's a fine line between that and going 2-footed studs up into a tackle that you're never going to win.
Well, in Europe these days, you see less and less tackling going on. If a player's got the ball, let him have it, get goal side, and he has to beat you. Less and less sliding tackles, and players are very well aware of the red cards and yellow cards and what it means. So a lunging tackle with studs up is just, it's going out the game, and you've got to be crazy to do it. And I think Levin there will look back at that and think that wasn't his smartest move. And thank heavens, Roman Martin Del Campo got up and wasn't badly injured.
As Gabe Robinson wins the header, but going wide. Now, anyone's guess as to how long this first half will go on.
Wow, it's been some drama though. Oof. I mean, well, red card, a terrible injury with a broken leg to Basuljevic, a wonder goal from Chavez, and a whole bunch of stuff in between that.
A tremendous save from CJ Cochran.
Yeah.
And a free kick here for Las Vegas Lights. You'd imagine these are the chances now that'll be fundamental if they're to get back in this game a man down. Villarreal over the free kick and slips on it. That's not ideal. And now a real chance here to hit on the counter. Alex Cooper coming forward for Fresno FC. Strong sliding tackle in there from Jesse Gonzalez, who I think just took up about 10 square feet of the pitch. And now the referee
got to stop.
will put it back in place.
It was a bad tackle, though. That's what Adam Smith is saying. What about the tackle? Never mind the piece of grass that came loose.
That's more than just a piece of grass.
Yeah, it is. A whole section of grass.
I imagine the ground school will have some work to do at halftime.
Yeah, it's no trip over that. It's another one of those injury possibilities.
Yeah,
so
I think Gonzalez just got stuck in it. It took up a huge piece of it. Let's have a look here, just trying to get Cooper off it. You're into the section of the grass that is, my word.
Came up like a carpet almost, didn't
yeah,
it?
well, they are sort of swatches of grass that are laid down over the infield dirt where a baseball diamond would be. And here is the free kick as Kaffa Will loft it into the penalty area. Del Campo to head it across. Lawal going for the overhead kick. And it was an audacious idea, but couldn't direct it on goal.
Yeah, it was a good idea, wasn't it? He gets the contact, not easy. Good ball in from Juan Pablo Cuffer. Del Campo with a decent header. And Lawal, well, on a different day, he might have got that in the back of the net. He had the right idea, just couldn't quite get the angle. And we continue in this elongated first half.
I was just about to call it a marathon first half.
Must feel like that to many of the players, but I guess they did have a break in between while they were waiting for the medics to do their job.
It just feels like they've been out there for longer than they should be, though, as it's a well flicked on header there by Tabor Itaka, and it is a free kick for handball. Sandoval wearing the captain's armband, who can come forward on occasion, but is without his central midfield partner in Jonathan Levin, so you'll have to be careful with the vacated spaces as Para goes snapping in. Technical area for Las Vegas can barely believe that free kick award.
It's getting difficult for Las Vegas now, isn't it? The referees, having sent one of them off, is really not going to allow them any leeway in their tackles. They're one man down, they're one goal down. It's really going to be, it's going to take a great halftime talk from Eric Ronaldo to turn this one around.
Tactical adjustment as well, given they're now down to 10. Daly. Del Campo. I wonder if there'll be people reading the live score from this match and seeing 45 plus 11 and wondering if that's a misprint or someone forgot to turn off the clock. Jamal Johnson switching for Cooper, headed down well for Martin, feels for offside as Cooper plays the cross in towards Lawal. I think it might have come off of Chavez first. And still on here for Zach Ellis Hayden. Low through, it's Jamal Johnson, who had a swing at it and didn't get clean purchase to it. And there is the halftime whistle. Thought we'd have more after the red card. We've had the minimum of 11, and it is halftime after quite the first half at the Chuck Chansey Park. We had 11 minutes of stoppage time. We obviously send our regards to Arun Basuljevic, who sustained a broken leg on a tackle by Edwin Rivas, pulling him down from behind. We've had a sending off in Jonathan Levin, and the goal scored by Jaime Chavez on the counter-attack, rifling one into the top corner, and there you see the scorer of the 4th goal of the season on his USL campaign. And Fresno FC in halftime, which is brought to you by Fox 26 and CW 59. Your score, Fresno FC 1, Las Vegas Lights 0. Fresno FC leading by a goal to nil in a wild first half with Las Vegas Lights. Las Vegas down to 10 after Jonathan Levin was sent off. Jaime Chavez, the goal scorer. Now, earlier this year, Fresno FC took their team photo, which was meant to be at the beautiful Yosemite Park, but due to weather, they couldn't get there, so let's take a look at how their team pictures came out. The Fresno FC team photo taken at a local brewery. It's not quite Yosemite Park, but it's still a place that is perfectly in keeping with football and culture as Fresno lead by a goal to nil here at the halftime break at the Chuck Chansey Park. As we can now take a look at the Player of the Month nominees for the USL Championship. Fresno FC tonight would certainly like to put Jaime Chavez forward, given his performance and his tremendous goal that he scored, as the upcoming schedules, we'll get to that later on here in halftime, including our Player of the Month as well. Right now, though, I want to show you the best from around USL. Fresno FC leading by a goal to nil at the break.
Now gets some time. Sam Warner, the beauty. From distance, on the way and in. Goal, Las Vegas Lights. And Taylor with a beautiful strike. Are you kidding? It will go for goal. Oh my goodness.
Gents, hey, keep moving forward here. I feel like we're close, but it's all about the process. Make sure you're doing the little things right.
It's part of the community. I think it's not a mistake that you drive anywhere in the city and you'll see the red Kickers K. I was certainly honored to play for the club and understand it's just a part of the city.
We're the longest continuously run professional soccer team in the country, which is pretty cool. We had Charleston Battery beat by one day. We played on a Friday night. In '93, they played on a Saturday. We take great pride in that.
There's a really good structure in place, and there has been a really good structure in place for a long time now, even from when I was back here as a youth player. The coaching staff, the culture, the way things are done at the Kickers is at the highest level. Everyone's committed, everyone's 100% in.
We have a really strong locker room and everybody really wants to do well for the club, and they believe in me and believe in the club and respect the history that we have as a club. So it's been a lot of fun so far, just kind of getting this group together.
Fresno FC leading Las Vegas Lights by a goal to nil at the break, but it's been far more than your average 1-0 after 45 minutes, or in this game's case, 57 minutes of first half actions. We now bring you the latest from around USL Championship, starting first with Phoenix Rising, who are into the record books. They've won 11 straight matches, but tonight it is not quite the same look for Phoenix Rising. We'll bring you more scores in a moment. A couple of loanees coming from New England Revolution and USU 20 internationals going to North Carolina and Charlotte, and Reese Buckmaster getting an MLS contract after applying his trade with New York Red Bulls too.
Yeah, we've seen him a couple of times this season and delighted to see these young players get an opportunity. There's so many more in the USL, and I think you'll see in the years to come the players that we're watching at the moment will one day be MLS stars and maybe even national team.
And we mentioned Phoenix Rising. They were 2-0 down into the second half, but Solomon Asante and Junior Flemings have them back at 2-2. It's still a quarter of an hour left to play. Coming up later on this week, we showed you the preview for the national match this week. Las Vegas Lights playing on ESPN News Wednesday night against Sacramento Republic.
It should be a good game, but it's becoming more and more important for Las Vegas to get results. Currently they were sitting in 14th place coming into this match. If things don't go well, and certainly they haven't gone well first half, then chances are they'll be even further from the playoffs. So every game now becoming absolutely crucial for the Lights.
Let's have a look at the scores going on right now in the Western Conference. We saw it said 60th minute for Austin Bold. It's 2-1 in favor of New Mexico United. Mentioned the 2-2 with LA Galaxy 2 and Phoenix Rising 2. Also from earlier tonight, OKC 1, Tulsa 1, and Sacramento 1 away from home in San Antonio by 3-2. Fresno leading by a goal to nil at the break over Las Vegas Lights. When we come back, we'll have first half highlights and second half kickoff. Fresno FC leading by a goal to nil at halftime, presented by Fox 26, CW 59. And what a first half it was at the Chuck Chansey, as we had, first off, a devastating injury. Arun Basuljevic looked like he broke his leg, and we've been told that by the Fresno FC staff. And then some more tremendous incidents. We get to our first half highlights. First, this brilliant save from CJ Cochran, cross in from Christian Torres, Gabe Robinson the header, and Cochran equal to it.
It's a wonderful header from Gabe Robinson. Doesn't he climb high and absolutely thumps that ball. CJ with a brilliant save.
And then Jose Villarreal with a free kick, well dealt with by Cochran at the near post.
Yeah, gets bumps into the post, but the ball doesn't go over the line. He makes the save as it's needed to be. And then coming up here, ball to Jamal Johnson. He has a crack at it. It just sort of skews off his foot and flies wide.
Nice bit of skill there from Alex Cooper to set up the chance, but Johnson couldn't direct his effort on target. And then Fresno would come flying forward. You see Lawal available to the left, but Chavez goes it alone, and why not?
Oh, what a goal. I mean, the ball from Juan Pablo Cuff is beautiful. Doesn't have to change his stride, Chavez, but still, he sticks that in the top corner from 20 yards, just outside the box. That is an unbelievable strike. Gives the keeper, Thomas Olsson, absolutely no chance.
And the Big moment here. Jonathan Levin going sliding in, two-footed, catching Ramon Martin Del Campo, and that's always going to be a sending off.
It's going to be a sending off any day, but on a day where there's already been a broken leg, it's just a crazy tackle to make. And thank heavens Del Campo got up, because for a moment I thought, no, you can't have two broken legs for a team in one game. But fortunately for him, he's okay. Alex Cooper just making sure that his laces are all nice and tight.
And here is some of the news and notes from around USL Championship. And now we'll have a look at the Player of the Month nominees for the USL. You see Corey Herzog on 4 goals for Reno 1868, the team that Fresno FC are chasing. Michael Seaton, 3 goals and 2 assists for Orange County SC. So those are the options for Player of the Month. You can vote at uslchampionship.com for all of the major awards given out each and every month and week.
Yeah, a couple of assists thrown in. Assists are important. It's not just about goals, it's about how you help those around them. And all those players have both scored and assisted.
As we're just about ready to get started here in the second half. Las Vegas will be down to 10. As you saw there, Jonathan Levin sent off for a pretty terrible tackle in the end. We'll have 2 changes as well at halftime, as Vinny Vermeer and Javon Torre will come on. Edwin Rivas among those to make way.
Exiting the game, number 8, Edwin Rivas. Entering number 5,
and Jesus Gonzalez, the other that will come off for Las Vegas. So 2 halftime changes from Eric Winalda with his side down to 10. So we'll see how Javon Torre and Vinny Vermeer affect things, as Adam Smith will return to his technical area. And Turan Ozdemir gets us started in the second half, and Fresno FC does as well. And we'll see if this second half can live up to what the first half was in terms of chances, drama, and storylines. And obviously you do want to begin by saying that hope the best for Arun Basuljevic in his recovery. A pretty shocking to look at leg injury. Pulled back by Edwin Rivas and just had his foot caught in the turf. It's pretty nasty after that.
And I can also understand why Edwin Rivas has been taken off. I think when you've been involved with someone and they've ended up with a broken leg, I think Eric Winalda's right to get him off. Mentally, you're going to be shaken up by that, and I think it's the right decision.
Chavez winning it off of Gabe Robinson well, and playing it off of a white shirt for the throw-in. Fresno unchanged from the first half, and we wonder how they'll approach this match. 1-0 up, but they've scored some goals at the Chuck Chansey now with leads. Scored twice in their last 2 at home and 3 in the 2 before that. Fresno FC supporters enjoying a night out. I'd like to have seen one of their players in Basuljevic go down for that long. He was down for about 9 minutes. We had 11 minutes of first half stoppage time. Probably could have had more, to be honest. As a free kick for Elijah Martin as he goes down.
Once again, just to make the point for Eric Winalda and his Las Vegas team, they've just got to be extremely careful. They've had 1 player sent off for a terrible tackle. They've had a tackle that resulted in a leg broken from a Fresno player, Basuljevic. So as a referee, you're going to be watching them extremely closely, and any lack of discipline from a Las Vegas player, and the referee's going to step in and another yellow card. They had 3 in the 1 match, you said.
As Koff will play it to Ellis Hayden, who will head across. Header from Cooper. I wonder if Ellis Hayden could have taken down there and had a go or laid it off for the player behind him. Instead, Cooper's header never really threatening.
Cooper's such a good left foot and so able to cause problems. And with that extra player, you would think Fresno at home, 1-0 up, got an extra player in the side. It's all looking favorable. Just, they've still got to finish off the job, Fresno. They can't assume it's all going to happen, because this Las Vegas Lights team is a a very, very good team, and they've shown it with their home form. It's just their away form doesn't seem to ever work for them, but at home they're a formidable side.
As Elijah Martin gave away the free kick, and now Las Vegas will take their time, and you have to wonder, in this situation, down to 10, free kicks, which are already ever important, become increased import as Parra is over it, lofts into the area, header won by Las Vegas, becomes flashing towards that back post. The substitute Torre onto it. Now on the byline, trying to get the cross through. Chavez cutting out. Will be a throw-in. But again on the side where Gabe Robinson doesn't really have the ramp to launch in one of his long throws, and I think Torre just decides to get on with it. Cross played in, Kurimoto heading away. Now work to do as Garcia Lopez heads across. Lawal is making that run in between he and the goalkeeper. Denying that back pass, but settled well. Here's Johnson. Plays in midfield with Kurimoto with the change for Basuljevic. Fresno moving more towards their customary 4-4-2. With Kudus Lawal partnering with Jaime Chavez up top. Pablo Kafa and Hiroki Kurimoto in the center of midfield with Jamal Johnson. Alex Cooper, the wide men in midfield. Here's Jamal Johnson going down, and there is a free kick given against Edwin Parra on that left-hand side.
Once again, you saw Las Vegas Lights getting all the bodies behind the ball, virtually packing that defense, trying to make it extremely difficult for Fresno to play into any gaps. But then you give away a free kick in a dangerous position to this man who can make the ball do tricks, and you're going to get punished. So once again, Las Vegas Lights just not able to keep the right level of discipline.
And it will be Kafa again to swing it in, headed away by Robinson, but going down Lawal in the area, and the defender none too pleased, Sandoval, that Lawal went down. I think he wanted simulation there. We play on now through Tabor Itaka Preston. Sandoval was not happy whatsoever with Lawal for going down there. Hit long to no one in particular.
It's a bit of an aimless pass, that. Maybe he thought someone was running into that space. When you're down to 10 men, Las Vegas, you've got to try and keep the ball when you've got it. You're going to spend a lot of time chasing it, so when you get possession, you've got to try and hold on to it. And that ball just given away very cheaply.
It's generally been the case tonight as Garcia Lopez comes forward to win the header, and now Tabor Itaka towards that byline, tries to get the cross off, but bent out of play before it can come back in. Again, Las Vegas just a bit wasteful.
It certainly has been a positive Las Vegas coming out. I was sort of wondering at half-time, with them down to 10 men and 1-0 down, would they just try and defend? But they've certainly come out positive. Eric Ronaldo's got them pushing forward. And maybe he's decided that 1-0 down, you can't sit and defend. You've actually got to come out a little bit more often. But right now, when they haven't got the ball, you can see all the bodies behind the ball, make it difficult for Fresno to find any gaps.
Ellis Hayden play the 1-2 with Jamal Johnson. Now laying off Kurimoto. Elijah Martin combined well with Cooper down this left-hand side on a couple of occasions. Now here's Kurimoto trying to slide it through towards Lawal. Fantastic first touch, flag staying down Lawal! Trying to beat Thomas Olsen at his near post, and never really troubled him in the end. Did the hard work to create the scoring chance, but couldn't tuck it home.
It's a good chance there for Lawal. He does so well to turn, gets the ball, turns, he's got wonderful pace. Look at, he's gone, he's away, he's got time, he can pick his spot. He almost seems to kick the ground. I saw a tuft of grass fly up there. Have a look at this again. As he goes to strike, does he hit the ground? No, he doesn't. He hits the ball into the ground. That's where the tuft of grass came from. I just thought he might have gone across the goalkeeper's body into the far post. That's a good opportunity that's gone a begging, and if Las Vegas get back into this game, he might look back at that chance and Wish he'd have just tucked that one away. I think you have to put teams down when you get the chance. And that was a wonderful chance to have given Fresno a 2-goal gap.
Fresno will continue to hold the ball right now on 71.5% possession. Las Vegas Lights only completing 57.5% of their passes as Ellis Hayden tries to keep it in play and does so very well. Slides it off of the defender for the corner, Christian Torres, defending his near post.
It's a great effort there from Zach Ellis Hayden. He ran all the way, didn't give up on the ball. A slide there and just managed to get it and wins the corner. And once again, with that man ready to whip it in, can only cause Las Vegas problems.
Let's go.
Kaffa towards the near post. Del Campo flying in. Now Lawal sticking a high boot up. And they'll take it quickly, the free kick. No real options, though. And now nearly giving away and eventually giving away. Lawal in the penalty area, peeling it back. And the effort came in from Alex Cooper with his weaker right. Couldn't really get a threatening shot away.
What were Vegas trying to do there? Trying to play out from the back before they even had the ball. They got themselves into an almighty mess. And they now played themselves clear of it, but it was an unnecessary quick free kick taken before they got themselves organized. And in the end, nearly gave away a penalty trying to recover from that. So once again, just a bit of an undisciplined moment in the way Las Vegas play.
I think they spotted a moment to hit on the counter, but when you're down to 10 and you're defending a corner, everyone's behind the ball, so there was just nobody there.
Yeah, and the person taking the free kick had no one looking at him, so when he played it, there was no one to get the ball. It was just way, way too quick, and when you do that, it's one thing doing that quickly when you're on the opponent's box and trying to catch them. When you do it quickly on the edge of your box, it can get you into all sorts of trouble.
As Junior Sandoval just told to settle down there. Now Fresno, the ones trying to take it quickly. I have to say, especially on free kicks in the attacking half, but even in the defensive half, if you're down a man, you have to reset over the ball and get yourself in position where you can take a set piece.
Absolutely. Again, there's an indisciplined element to Las Vegas Lights play, and Eric Ronaldo's expressed that. He's concerned about the red cards and their away form, and we've seen it here tonight. Wait to see what happens. They managed to deal with that. We've seen it here tonight, where again, it's their ill discipline that gets them into difficult situations.
As Kaffa plays the back heel idea there from the wall, Chavez! The build-up sensational, but Jaime Chavez has got his brace against his former club manager. What a night for Jaime Chavez. It's 2-0 Fresno.
2 goals for Jaime Chavez, and Adam Smith said before the game, I want that man to score more goals. He hasn't scored enough this season as a main striker, and he's responded with sticking 2 in the back of the net for Adam Smith and the rest of his team. On Pablo Kaffa gives him a good hug. He waves at the crowd, but again, it's just good pressure on the edge of the box. Not enough Las Vegas players able to get to the ball. And he just turns and hooks it into the corner. Have a look here. Turns and he hooks it. Oh, it takes a slight deflection. And that's why it beats Thomas Olsen the way it does. But hey, if you don't buy a ticket, you can't win a raffle. Las Vegas Lights should know that.
And it came off of Gabe Robinson, didn't it? The raffles in Las Vegas, I feel like it's a bit more advanced competitions for money, but
well, you can't win at a slot machine if you don't put money in. Same sort of thing.
Kurimoto and Jaime Chavez. I thought after all that neat interchange that Lawal's back heel didn't have enough on it, but eventually found its way to Chavez, and he's got his brace. Now Johnson unmarked in the penalty area, trying to pick out the cross. Chavez for his hat trick, and Olsen denies him.
Good save from the goalkeeper. Look, he knows it. He thought that was going in. He thought he was going to be celebrating a hat trick and taking the ball home. But Thomas Olsen makes a really good reflex save there. Let's have a look at it again. Las Vegas allowing Jamal Johnson to run at them in the box, and
Correction, assist
well done,
for
the
Fresno
goalkeeper.
FC
And
awarded
right
to
now,
number
Las Vegas
20,
have to keep
Chavez
it tight.
Football.
We mentioned earlier they've been beaten 4-0 by about 3 or 4 different teams.
Time for another Central Valley
Phoenix
Toyota
included.
dealers
Got
corner
5
kick.
put past them by
Another
Orange County.
scoring opportunity for the Zorros.
Heading for an 8th away loss in 10.
Fresno, let's go.
There's now Kaffa. Put plenty of loft. Now Kurimoto to head across, taken down by Del Campo. Now Alex Cooper takes a deflection. It's 3-0, but Jamal Johnson was offside. His touch was the one that redirected it. Offside flag up, goal won't count.
Good effort though from Alex Cooper, and Jamal Johnson with great
Flag was up
reflexes
for
there.
offsides.
And this is what they're going to be careful of, Las Vegas. Fresno keep going. They're good at home. They've got this wonderful home crowd that push them on. And the lights are down to 10 men. It could turn ugly for them if they're not careful. Talking of ugly, that's a bad tackle.
And Ellis Hayden sliding in there. You have to be careful. You don't want to give Las Vegas the lifeline of the sending off. A bit dangerous going in there, and you wonder what Eric Winaldo's appeals would be, but 2-0 and a man down, it's hard to see a way back for his side tonight.
All the things, as the crowd jump up and down, it's going to say all the things that Eric Winaldo talked about with us during the week, about being tight in defense and avoiding any more red cards and focusing on getting points. None of it seems to have worked out tonight.
Cross in towards that back post, and Chavez doing work in the other box. As now C.J. Cochran will settle that one.
That header by Chavez as a defender, I think, just wraps him up as man of the match. 2 goals at one end, hitting them out of your box at the other end. I don't think you can beat that.
I think that'll be a fairly straightforward decision.
Anyway, with the 2 goals, but
for El Mexicano man of the match. The production team informs us that there could be a different selection, but
there could. Come on.
I can't imagine. Although I guess if you were in charge of the production team, you might go for C.J. Cochran for that save he made in the first half.
Yeah, it was a useful save, very useful save. But I mean, Chavez's first goal was out of this world. His second was excellent. As we just pointed out, he's come back and helped out with the defense and the headers. So he's done everything here tonight. Everything his manager could have asked of him. Jaime Chavez has responded.
Sandoval trying to shove Alex Cooper. It'll be a free kick. We can tell you can get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Fresno FC or Las Vegas Lights and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus get reminders on your home team's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. For Fresno, they're trying to get towards the top of the Western Conference. They thought LA Galaxy 2 would give them a chance. They were 2-0 up on Phoenix Rising, and Phoenix came back and won by 3-2 for their 12th consecutive victory.
Wow. I mean, it's a phenomenal run, 12 straight wins, but to do it from 2-0 down shows you the character of that Phoenix Rising side and how good they are.
And another away win as well. Beat Tulsa away, now beat LA2 away. Louis Calistri with the winning goal for Phoenix Rising in that one. What a run Rick Shantz's team has embarked on. 12 on the bounce. Ellis Hayden will play it down the line towards Jamal Johnson. And that byline trying to play the cross in, and cut up by Sandoval, and another Fresno corner.
As wonderful as Phoenix Rising are playing, Fresno will look at it and say, hey, we're going to hopefully end up in the top 3 or 4. We'll get a couple of games at home.
Here comes another Central Valley Toyota
it's all about current form. You never know where Phoenix Rising will be at that moment in time.
It's hard to envision a team going there, though, and winning.
On current form, yes.
That's a good point. As the corner comes in from Kaffa. For a moment, the whistles from the supporter section were to stop play. And it will be thrown here for Las Vegas. And we spoke with Eric Winaldo in the week. He was telling us does take personal blame for 4 of the away defeats that they've had this year for his failures in preparing a team for an away match. And as he starts to take more of these on his shoulders, it's still 4 away points from an available 30 if this result holds.
It has been very poor away from home. I think what he was saying was that he wanted his team to attack a bit too much, and they got punished for pushing forward, and that's why he's taking the more defensive route. But I was surprised to hear him take blame for it, because it's still, no matter which style you play, your players still have to go out there and perform, and if they don't, and if they get red carded like they've done here today, then there's not much you as a manager can do. But he was very honest about it. He took the blame. He'd rather take the blame than his players take the blame. And I'm not so sure I would do the same. You know. But looking at it today, what could Eric Ronaldo have done? The red card was just a crazy, crazy tackle from Levin. And the goal scored, the first goal scored by Jaime Chavez, was unstoppable. So what do you do as a manager?
Nice touches. Las Vegas Lights come forward here through Tabor Itaka. And Cochran again making a key save.
That's a good save and a crucial save. Preston Itaka through. Really should have done better, perhaps. I'll give CJ Cochran credit for making the save, but that was the chance that Las Vegas had waited for, and that would have got them back in the match at 2-1. Not taken, and the goalkeeper once again earning the plaudits.
Kurimoto playing in Alex Cooper behind Alex Cooper! And a key sliding intervention there from Christian Torres. I believe it has come out for a goal kick, but another decent chance for Fresno.
It was, but here's that chance again. Now Preston can finish it off. He's hit it straight at the keeper. That's the bit that he might want to take again. And Alex Cooper here, he gets the shot. He knocks it wide under pressure, but again, he should really have hit the target with that. The chances at both ends.
I thought that took a deflection off of Torres' sliding effort, but just a sliced effort from Alex Cooper.
Wow, there's no way you get bored in this match, is there?
No. Chances, incidents all over. Game is colored a bit by Basuljevic's injury. In the first half, which you were told, a broken left leg. Difficult to hear for anybody, but especially a player in Basuljevic that was playing particularly well in this match and on this campaign for Fresno FC. Just one last option for the foreseeable future for Adam Smith.
It's always horrible to see for players, managers, fans, and everyone, but the one heartwarming part of it was almost every one of those Las Vegas Lights players came across and shook his hand and wished him best, and his own players gave him a hug, and there was just a general sense of devastation by everybody on both sides. So good wishes from everyone to Basuljevic, and we certainly add ours to that and hope it's a very speedy recovery and a full recovery for a man who's, what, 23 years of age and still got his football career ahead of him.
Poor ball hit there from Torre. Cooper lost his footing for a moment. Gabe Robinson there to pounce. Wait for the throw. Heard the Olays coming out there from the Fresno supporters.
A little bit early for that. There's still time for the Lights to get back in this match, and as they showed with Preston's fantastic one-on-one opportunity, you know, they could still get the chance to get themselves to 2-1, and then it's anybody's game.
Substitute Vermeer, on loan from Nashville SC, making his Las Vegas debut. Crossing from Parra. Throw in for Las Vegas, and it did come off of the Inglewood, California native last.
He's been quiet, hasn't he, Irvin Parra? He's such a good player. So much has been spoken about his abilities, but he's been quiet. Villarreal's been quiet, and there hasn't been much between the two of them. They're both very good friends, and they've been friends since they were kids, and normally they combine a lot more. And without those two really hitting their top form, we haven't seen too much from Las Vegas Lights in attack.
Will be a free kick here for Las Vegas. Parra measuring up a free kick. Will hit it with pace and low, but not enough bend to send it through the area, and CJ Cochran can claim easily. For Fresno. Still a few more home matches to come in their next few. Home with Real Monarchs and home with Colorado Springs Switchbacks, so more chances to pick up points. A win tonight would be a 5th home win on the bounce, a 6th with at least a result. It's been since May since they've lost at this ground.
And 6 wins in the last 7 if they win this. And the only loss was the last one against Austin Bold, which we chatted about earlier. Restrepo and goals was absolutely brilliant. And really, to be fair, Fresno should have got something out of that, even a draw. So it's been a phenomenal run the last 6 or 7 games.
As Kaffa bumped off it, will be a free kick for Fresno. It's sort of an opposite tact where Fresno come in feeling like they've played well even though that they've lost. And Las Vegas Lights came in sort of setting up to defend even though they just come off a win. Free kick taken quickly. Just caught a bit unaware there. Las Vegas, but not made to punish for that. Elijah Martin now in space and sends it across. Ellis Hayden to try and take it out of the air, but couldn't do so.
It's an important 20 minutes now for Las Vegas Lights. Get the sense that if this result stands, they're a long way off the playoffs, and the games will start running out very, very soon. I really wanted to try and get something out of this, Eric Ronaldo was saying, and if they are to do that, they need to get back in the game soonish.
And now the free kick will be given here against Fresno FC, but no bookings necessary from Turan Özdemir. Las Vegas have had a few chances from set pieces. Never really created too many threats, as Villarreal will just sort of casually swing it in. Las Vegas are going to score goals. Set pieces as good a chance as any, and not done much with them. Now Parra trying to play 1-2 with Villarreal, just got caught with his feet in the wrong position. Now Chavez, who's on a hat trick and had a decent chance for it, but well saved by Thomas Olsen.
We were talking about a free kick for Las Vegas Lights a moment ago, where they just play it very quickly and it gets easily headed out. When you get a player like Gabe Robinson, and we saw first half with a decent cross, he has a thundering header that CJ did really well to make the save. If I've got Gabe Robinson, I'm knocking every single set piece on his head. And yet that's hardly happened in this match. So again, it's some baffling moments in what Las Vegas Lights do when they have footballing decisions to make. On discipline, on how they play, it's a team that it just isn't quite clicking for them at the moment.
Ellis Hayden towards Lawal. I think got a touch to it, but off a Las Vegas defender last for the corner.
Look at that big grin from Lawal. What a good player he is. He loves his football, the Nigerian, and he's certainly been scoring plenty, maybe not in the most recent of weeks, but this season 7 in total, and with his pace and ability, there'll be plenty more goals to come this season from
Central Valley
the young man from Nigeria.
Corner kick.
Trialed with the club a year ago, and now a full signing. And he's certainly taken his opportunity.
Let's go.
7 goals as Kaffa will play it back in. Del Campo winning the header. And you see his frustration with being unable to send that one towards target. Tune into ESPN News on August the 7th at 8 p.m. Pacific time for Wednesday Night Soccer, featuring 2 sides fighting to get back above the playoff line. Sacramento Republic host Las Vegas Lights. You're watching here tonight as the playoff battle heats up with a crucial 3 points on the line. See it all August the 7th at 8 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN News. Watch all the matches in USL on the networks of ESPN. Watch them airing on ESPN Plus. As it will be Cooper, as Lawal allows that to run with Chavez not behind him. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, Gary, but this feels a little bit like it's over as a contest.
Well, it certainly will be if the third one goes in. But we saw that one chance there for Preston on the counter-attack, Las Vegas. If that goes in, they're certainly back in this game. But being down to 10 men, I think their legs are getting tired. They're having to do the extra work. And they're playing this more defensive style, bodies behind the ball. But what it needs now is a chance for them to get that one goal. Look at those stats. Their possession's been mostly Fresno, 70%. So they've been chasing a lot, Las Vegas Lights. But one little chance here, one little opportunity. They put it away, 2-1. It's going to be a hell of an ending. But a 2-0 with that lovely cushion. Fresno are pretty much cruising at this stage.
And a change being prepared to be Diego Casillas. We're told he'll come on for Alex Cooper when that change is confirmed. Received word that the board that shows the substitution will not work for the remainder of this match. Cooper trying to get turned, and now of a free kick. And Cooper, I think, trying to ward off being subbed off. Tried to take it quickly, but confirmation of the change will come, and it'll also be a final change for Las Vegas Lights as Pablo Cruz will come on. It looks like it will be Parra who will make way. So his night's done. Just a bit quiet from Ivan Parra tonight in this game.
Entering the game for the Zorros, number 22.
Then it's that it will be Cruz who will come on his
Casillas.
21st appearance of the year.
Oh.
So all three changes used by Eric Winalda, and now Casillas, the second for Adam Smith.
Fresh legs, that's what Las Vegas need. Someone who can run around, create an opportunity, get that breakthrough, get them back in the match at 2-1, and give them at least a little hint of being able to take something away here tonight. Obviously, Fresno feel the opposite. Adam Smith would like to see a third one so he can completely relax. He's sort of semi-relaxed at the moment, but he'll be aware that one goal will suddenly upset this match, and he wants to see this game put to bed as quickly as possible.
Kafa continues to partner with Kurimoto in central midfield. A solid signing from the Japan Football League, played for Honda FC. Jamal Johnson. Premier League experience with Blackburn Rovers. Elijah Martin. Fans of the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy.
Look at the Lights here. They're just trying to push forward a little bit, but with being down to 10 men, it's a lot of extra yards, and they've got to track back, so generally not leaving too many bodies push forward. It's tiring work, chasing the ball, trying to get it back off Fresno. And Fresno doing what you should do when you're 2-0 up. You keep possession, you make them run, you tire them out, and you effectively work the clock down. And if they switch off, you counter-attack and try and get one in the back of the net, make it 3-0. It's all going Fresno's way at the moment. But it just takes one moment for it all to change if Las Vegas Lights can get that much-needed goal.
For Fresno FC, this continues a tremendous run of form that has really created the separation they sought in the Western Conference. The header comes in from Kafa, glancing wide.
Big smile on his face there. He says, yeah, great ball in and just didn't quite get the header right. By the way, a bit of interesting information about him. He got engaged last month. He proposed to his girlfriend at Big Sur on the California coast.
Fantastic. Nearly had the third goal for Fresno here.
Well, that's why I thought I'd take the focus off the fact he didn't. His header wasn't that good. We talk about something else.
And Fresno with now 18 points if they hold on in their last 21. Sometimes that's all it takes, especially in a Western Conference where you look right now in the live table, Real Monarchs currently sit in 6th on 31 points, and Las Vegas Lights sit in 14th on 26. So Las Vegas are not far away. It really is 4 or 5 wins in a row, and they can move into those playoff places with comfort, but that's easier said than done, and Fresno have gone out and done it. When at times it looked like they were drawing too many games, which is what Adam Smith was telling us earlier in the year. They're now winning matches, and all it took was that one run, and now all of a sudden they're in 3rd place and 11 points clear of 10th place LA Galaxy 2 and 12 points clear of the playoff line.
Well, absolutely, but they've been able to get points away from home, Fresno. Las Vegas can't. And occasionally you're going to drop points at home, and if you're getting nothing or virtually nothing away from home, then you're going to be in trouble. And it's always a difficult question when teams are pretty good at home and are bad away from home. It's the same team, so it's got to be a mental thing. And you know, you ask managers, they'll shake their head and say, I don't know how to turn it around. I don't know what to do. Because my players are good enough, clearly, if they can do well at home. So what is it that makes a team strong away from home and other teams not good away from home?
If there's ever a sports psychologist or a sports scientist or a manager that could ever figure that out, it would be due to make a ton of money off of that. As will be Gabe Robinson now finally with the platform to send in one of his trademark long throws, flicked onto the back post, and it's one back for Las Vegas. The substitute, Pablo Cruz. It's as good as a set piece, and Gabe Robinson creating the chance with the long throw, and Cruz has made it 2-1.
There you go, that's the goal that's got them back in the match. And yes, Eric Ronaldo was hoping that would come. He was pushing for it. They've been defensive, and they said this style of play suits them. They defend and they counter-attack, and that way they give very little away. And then they pick up the odd goal because they have good goal scorers like Pablo Cruz, who pops up the corner here and tucks that one away, and suddenly we have a game on. And we did say Fresno needed to take more chances and kill this game off, but they haven't done it. And Las Vegas Lights are back in this match.
I'm going to give a Las Vegas player credit for that near post flick, but it was actually Jaime Chavez who sent it towards Pablo Cruz in the air. And the substitute with his first goal for Las Vegas. And now then, 10 minutes to play. Fresno have just sort of been casually playing it around for the last quarter of an hour, taking the sting out of the game, and one chance is all it took. I have to be honest, I don't think Fresno would want to give away another throw-in on this near side, because that was some throw from Gabe Robinson.
Well, he's a very useful player, not only from the throw-ins, but when he's on the end of headers, he's a giant of a defender.
Yeah, I'm sure Eric Ronaldo wouldn't mind cloning Gabe Robinson so he can take the throw-in and then try and be one of those trying to head in.
Well, Anthony, if you're an MLS team looking at Gabe Robinson, you'd be very tempted to think, hey, it could be useful.
Even for just that one skill of the long throw, you do see even some of the best teams in the world using this now. It's as good as a set piece. As the cross will come in from Casillas, it's towards Jamal Johnson. Cut out. I believe Liverpool, the Premier League, have a coach that specializes in throw-ins.
Yes, they do.
And they were sort of roundly mocked for it, but sort of any efficiency in the game that you can take advantage of.
Stoke City were famous for a long time for the long big throw from Rory Delamp, and they caused all sorts of problems. If you have a good header of the ball in the box to aim for. It's got Las Vegas Lights back into this match, and they're playing it with their new style, Eric Ronaldo's style, which is to defend and counter, a style that he's not a big fan of, but he said it works for his team, and it's working again here this evening.
The Fresno fans feeling the need to pack on the noise. Their side needing a bit of a lift here. Up by 2-1, but don't want to let this lead slip here. Rory DeLapp enjoys the fact that anytime you bring up long throws, his name comes up.
Well, given it's the only time his name comes up, he'll take it.
Whistle away from the ball.
Was the assistant calling the ref across, or?
He was saying for the trainer to come on.
Oh, it's a water break, or?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe the referee's got a bit of an injury and needs a bit of help.
Interesting.
Villarreal's just giving him a bit of extra water.
Sorry, Nostamir.
Fans, get your tickets
He's going to get
and
the
your
cooling
red
spray.
kits ready for the Fox's
Wow.
next home match
What an
against
honor
Real Monarchs for the
anyone
last
to get the- although it doesn't
flashback
seem like the cooling spray's
Fuego
working.
Friday of the season. The match is set for Friday, August
Extraordinary.
16th, here at Chancey Park.
everything.
Stop by the courtesy booth behind section 121 tonight.
The referee
or
gets
buy
the magic
online
spray.
at FresnoFC.com.
Pleased to see the players taking the opportunity to get some fluids in. I'm sure it's very hot there in Fresno this time of the year. You need
Also,
as
fans,
much
take
fluid in your
advantage
body as you can get within reason.
The final change coming on for Fresno FC will be Renato Bustamante. Mentioned that heat now 93 degrees in Fresno. Bit of wind, so it actually feels like cooler, but still a hot night it is. Jaime Chavez who will make way. He's got his brace, but he's not going to get his hat trick.
Came close, that's for certain, but the brace should be enough to see his team to victory. There's no guarantee of that, which makes the last few minutes very exciting. If you're a Las Vegas fan, you're probably thinking, wouldn't it be incredible to get something out of a match in which they really have struggled for most of this game.
Free kick short. Bustamante actually had a significant moment against Las Vegas Lights a year ago in the 2-2 draw at Cashman Field. Bustamante with a 94th minute equalizer. Now comes on as a sub. Ellis Hayden trying to get turned and leave it there for Casillas. Does manage to get there eventually. Now playing the 1-2. Casillas going down and continuing his run. Referee not interested. Cleared by Torre. Back there from Daly, but not the most convincing, and Cochran will just boot it away. What's going through Adam Smith's mind right now? This is exactly the kind of thing you would warn for. I sort of felt like it was over as a contest, but a manager can never feel that, and now it's 2-1, and still really hasn't gotten a rise out of his team since that goal was conceded.
It's very difficult when you are 2-0 up. You do tend to sort of want to hold on to that lead, and you start to back off, and then it just takes one moment of inspiration from the opposition. And at 2-1, you're now sitting on a dangerous situation where they can take 2 points off you. You can go from 3 points down to 1 in just a moment. Ideally, what we always like to say is to have the 2-goal cushion, because then you know you're okay. But 1 or 2 chances that Fresno might look back at. Alex Cooper, for example, had a chance when really should have at least hit target, maybe scored the third. You don't take it because you're 2-0 up and you think, yeah, we're okay. Suddenly 2-1, you're thinking, I wish I'd have taken that third goal. I wouldn't be stressing. My manager wouldn't be stressing. But still, a good team with 4 minutes left, and bearing in mind they're an extra man up, Fresno, they should be able to just play it out and play the clock down and keep possession and keep the ball in the opponent's half.
As the wall shouldered off it there by Torres. Flipped on for Villarreal. Taka in the option. What a point this would be for Las Vegas, 2-1 away. They can snatch it here. 3 minutes left in the 90. Spell of possession is Lee Vermeer over it. Forced to retreat. Torres. You send Gabe Robinson forward. That's exactly what they've done. And the big man has won Las Vegas Lights a throw-in. Now then.
Trouble.
Almost more dangerous than giving the ball to a player on the edge of the penalty area at this point.
It is, because you can be more accurate with your hands, and you can keep the trajectory very flat and difficult to read. So dangerous moment.
Robinson will launch in. It's actually catching practice for Cochran in the end.
I just said you can keep it flat, and with it, he goes and sticks it right up in the air. But the whole idea is not to put time on that ball, to whip it in so the keeper can't come for it, and that's where you get the flick-ons. And so that opportunity wasted as far as Las Vegas are concerned.
And it's poor there, given away now. Lawal, touch to it in the penalty areas. Could still be on, but Olsen eventually clearing. 4 touches there from Lawal.
Another chance missed. To me, Lawal's got to hit that. It drops, he's got time, he can hit it on the volley, and instead waits and brings it in on his right foot, and chance is lost.
For me, in the going inside, that it just sort of dies out there. Del Campo. Bustamante sliding behind, but instead gives away. Turning on it, Cruz, the goal scorer. Free kick, Las Vegas. You would think just send numbers forward and hit the ball long.
You send one man in particular forward, Gabe Robinson.
There he is, trotting up.
This is what they've played for, Las Vegas. Keep it tight, defend, and then towards the end try and snatch something.
It is long towards Robinson. Couldn't win the header that time. Swept clear. Now a decision to make for the 4th official for second half stoppage time. And all of a sudden, Fresno put numbers behind the ball and are just seeing out a result.
Good header under pressure there from Elijah Martin.
On it, Johan Torre. Now Cruz, sort of playing as a makeshift center back next to Vinny Vermeer. The center backs forward trying to win headers, as Robinson does here. Flicks on. Away by Johnson. To the wall to try and take down his first touch. Heavy. And goes clattering into Villarreal. Free kick.
I think that's a free kick.
You don't say.
I'm just going back to that Lawal chance, 3-4 minutes ago. He's in the box, it drops to him. You've got to have a shot.
And he comes into the penalty area now. Getting turned, sliding tackle in. It's a dangerous one from Ellis Hayden, but he got it inch perfect. Now Kafa going down. It was Tabordi Taka who was threatening, but Ellis Hayden getting it clear.
It's a bit of a smile there and a hug, and all in good spirits. Sandoval thinking that Kafa went down a little bit too easily. Of course, Kafa's going to do that. It's an injury time. He's not going to avoid the opportunity to get a free kick, kill the game, and Sandoval just giving him a hug and saying, yep, I would have done the same thing if I was you.
And you saw the minimum of 3 minutes to be added on at the end of this match. Eric Winalda continuing to try and shout.
Over here, now! Get here! Wide!
Flicked on header. Now Casillas trying to keep it in play. He cannot. Goal kick. So one last chance for Las Vegas Lights to equalize and earn an absolutely mammoth point away from home. Jamal Johnson and Renato Bustamante and Lawal, and he's just going to professionally take it to the corner flag. And even more intelligently playing it off of Villarreal for a Fresno throw-in.
There's some tired bodies out there, players who have put a really good shift in. Villarreal trying to con the referee into giving him the throw-in. Very clearly was a Fresno throw-in. Yeah, no rush from Jamal Johnson.
And Johnson towards the wall, who again works at the corner flag. And there it is, actually a throw-in for Las Vegas. 1 minute left in the minimum of 3. Sandoval, carried by Bustamante, eventually hitting the ball towards Tabordi Taka. Just tries to hit the cross first time. It's a goal kick.
It's difficult to hit the cross first time. Remember, he's got to kill the ball and then try and get it in. And I go back to his chance one-on-one with C.J. Cochran when he knocked it straight at the keeper. That was the one. If he gets that in, of course, different game. It's 2-2 right now.
Yeah. And you go back to the first half header as well for Robinson that was saved. Those are probably the deciding moments from a Las Vegas point of view. Now, Fresno have spurned a few chances themselves.
They certainly have. And you've got to look back at the sending off in the first half towards the end of the first half, Levin, and say that's also a crucial moment, because from that moment onwards, Las Vegas are playing with 10 men and they've had to work really hard. They've chased the ball. They haven't had the same possession they had first half. So if you look at it from a second half, you probably feel that Las Vegas Lights have done reasonably well. But there you go. You look at it over 90 minutes, and it's Fresno's.
Full-time whistle sounds. Jaime Chavez's brace enough. Fresno FC have beaten Las Vegas Lights by 2-1. Las Vegas Lights were down to 10 men after Jonathan Levin was sent off for a pretty terrible tackle. Arun Basuljevic, the story of the first half. He broke his leg after being pulled from behind, having his leg caught in the turf. And he'll be out for the foreseeable future. Our El Mexicano man of the match is Jaime Chavez. You see him talking with his former club manager, Eric Winalda, and puts his team to the sword tonight with a pair of goals.
God, the first goal is still one of the best strikes I've seen for quite a while. Absolutely thunderbolt of an effort. It's got to go down as one of the contenders for goal of the weekend, goal of the month even. And his second was a turn, a quick turn, a little bit of a deflection on it, and maybe could have had a third.
And that's going to bring you the opening goal for Fresno. It is our McCarty moment of the match, brought to you by McCarty Insurance.
Well, have a look at this for a strike. I mean, that is absolutely flown. And lovely ball here from Juan Pablo Acafa. Chavez doesn't have to change his stride, and he hits it, but still, what a strike. Absolutely brilliant. The power, the position, goalkeeper's got no chance whatsoever.
And for me, the confidence to take it on when you had a couple of options to slide in fellow runners, but that's the striker's confidence. You give it a go when the opportunity opens up. Jaime Chavez now on 5 goals on the season. After his pair tonight, the Fresno FC supporters have had another lovely evening out of the Chuck Chancey. They've won 5 in a row at this ground, 6 wins in 7, and firmly at the top of the Western Conference table, currently sitting in 3rd. As you see, Chavez is 2nd. Fresno 2-1 winners on the night. Post-match reaction when we come back as Fresno FC continue their march at home. It finishes Fresno 2, Las Vegas Lights 1. What a night out for the supporters at the Chuck Chancey Park. Fresno FC win by 2-1 over Las Vegas Lights. And the visitors, see Junior Sandoval there with his friend Jaime Chavez's family. And Jaime Chavez,
that was the baby
was
I was
our
talking
man
about.
of the, yes, it was.
There you go.
Yeah, there's your story. coming home as Chavez gets his 4th and 5th goals of the year. We can now bring you our save of the game, brought to you by BMW. And have a look here. Gabe Robinson rising in the air, and CJ Cochran, tremendous.
Good reflex save. That ball has come ever so fast. It's a thumping header. It's a great header. Quick hands, and the strength of the hands to push the ball out of the net. Crucial save from CJ.
Stop by and test drive the all-new 2019 BMW 3 Series at BMW Fresno, as we can now show you our zoom image of the match, and why not the celebrations after the goal for Jaime Chavez.
Just wondering what Chavez is saying there. He scored his, I assume it's his 2nd goal, maybe it's the 1st one, but in moments like that, you know what, it might be the 1st one, because afterwards he sort of stood there and went, what a strike. He was so proud of himself.
He was admiring his work, I think we can say. As you see the celebrations continue, Chavez with a few of his old teammates, a lot of whom have ties with Eric Winalda, playing at Cal FC and a few other of the clubs he's been at. So they would have a history. As we can show you our full-time highlights, Fresno and Las Vegas Lights. And here is the opening goal again. Cooper sliding in Chavez. Have a go.
Oh, it's a great strike. You see it again. Juan Pablo Acafa with a lovely ball here. Chavez doesn't even change his stride, and he hits it. And you're right, he's got the confidence to have a crack, but what a strike. And it flies in. Gives Thomas Olsson absolutely no chance. He's chuffed. He loves it.
You know it's a good one when it hits the bottom of the crossbar. And now here's the sending off. Yeah. Jonathan Levin crashing into Ramon Martin Del Campo. And that was always going to be red for the midfielder.
It's a straight red in any game, but in a game in which you've already had a broken leg, the referee's going to be super, super careful. So a silly and dangerous tackle from Levin.
And here would be the 2nd, back heel from Qudus Lawal, and well placed in that bottom corner by Chavez for a 2nd.
Good turn and hit. That's a little deflection just to get it past Olsson. Have a look at it. It's a good turn and hit there, and comes off the big centre half and beats the keeper. But if you don't, what is it? You don't.
You don't put money. You don't put money in the slot machine.
You can't win any money.
And there's one back for Las Vegas. This gave them the lifeline for the final quarter of an hour. Well tucked in by Pablo Cruz.
Yeah, Chavez unfortunately just knocking it in that direction, but Cruz does the business, and they were back in net, and that gave us a really exciting last few minutes, and eventually Fresno holding out for all 3 points.
Gabe Robinson launching that tremendous throw-in, but it is victory for Fresno FC tonight, a 6th win in 7, a 5th consecutive home victory for the Foxes, who continue in 3rd place in the USL Western Conference, and they are on a collision course with the USL postseason for the first time in their 2-year history. For our tremendous USL crew, my broadcast partner Kerry Bailey, my name is Chris Whittingham, signing off. Jaime Chavez with the brace, and Fresno FC with the 3 points. It finishes at the Chuck Chansey Park. Fresno FC 2, Las Vegas Lights 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.